Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, my buddy Cowboy, Joe Blue, and Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know, this literally does not work. You know, this is broke-ass media in full effect because literally there's nobody to adjust the stuff. There's nobody to fix the stuff. There's nobody to set it up. It's just me, but that's okay because I'm happy to do it. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up those football guys. Good morning, guys. It is Saturday, another weekend without football, but that's okay because it brings us 1 week closer to the NFL season. In fact, come next Friday, our rookies, all 16 of them, will be on the field beginning their workouts before we start phase 2 of OTAs. Oh, my God. It's getting closer, guys. We've made it through the NFL winter. We've gone through free agency. We've now gone through the draft. Now it's time to start putting this team together. And putting this team together, it looks like it's going to be happening in Oxnard because the NFL, we heard that the Washington football team is going to have full capacity. I had to, I really had to laugh. Excuse me. Laugh at that one because Washington hasn't been at full capacity in forever. In fact, I dare say, some of those games, you couldn't tell that it wasn't a regular game during the pandemic because literally there's a true story about a guy who traded a Snickers bar for a Washington football ticket, a Snickers bar. And I think he paid too much. But anyway, be that as it may. So Washington's planning on having full capacity for their games and stuff this season coming up. We know that they are selling tickets for the Hall of Fame as well. So that bodes well. And now the NFL is clearing the way for practice. Not a game now. We talking about practice.
We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice.
We talking about practice back at Oxnard. So maybe life is beginning to get back to normal. We can hope that life is beginning to get back to normal, and that'll be great because then if Cowboys are back at Oxnard, I'm sure that they'll have fans, maybe on a limited basis or whatever, but at least it's an opportunity for some of us to get a chance to actually see the players and stuff on the field get a little bit closer. Not too close, but you feel what I'm saying here. Now, the Cowboys, to me, in my mind, I did my fireside chat last night. You know, I do a lot of thinking and playing in my mind and trying to figure out what's going on inside the head of Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and the coaches and stuff, and try and come up with ideas of what they may be thinking, philosophy-wise, player-wise, the direction of the team. I like to try and take, statistics of things that have happened in the past and relate it to the future because there really aren't any new ideas. It's just basically taking old ideas and meshing it with today's technology, players, and so on. In the end, football comes down to, can I beat the man in front of me? And can I put players in a position to win? And the key on that is having your good players, your big investment guys, stay on the field. And one thing the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, has tried to do is to get talent where others haven't. When you think back to the Dallas Cowboys during the 60s and the 70s, the Cowboys were innovators because they found players where nobody else had been finding them. They went to small schools. They looked at, like Bob Hayes, track star, and brought him in. They used computers for the first time to crunch the numbers and statistics to see, can this guy be a contributor in the NFL? They were the first ones. They literally went to India and got a mathematician who knew nothing about football, who built an algorithm on just basically crunching all the statistics of prospects. And what that did for the Cowboys, of course, was it gave them an advantage because they found a lot more good players that other teams didn't. Enter Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones understands that. In the end, you can take the scheme and throw it away. You can take the type of system you want to run. The bottom line is, do you have better talent than the other team? Yeah, sometimes the better talent will lose, but more times than not, if you've got better players than the other team, you're going to come up on top. And this is where Jerry Jones has tried to get that stream of players that are high quality players and as many as possible. And what Jerry Jones has done is he's looked at damaged goods. He's looked at guys that have had maybe an injury or two that teams look and say, maybe this isn't the guy. And they fall because of the injuries. And the Cowboys figure, well, we can rehabilitate him. They're going to be fine. You can see that with Sean Lee. You can't question Sean Lee's ability on the field. Problem is Sean Lee couldn't stay on the field. And you can look at this even more so with Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith should have been a top 10 pick, but because of the catastrophic knee injury that led to drop foot, and of course his rookie year, he couldn't play. His second year, he literally was playing on one leg. His third year, he was really good. Fourth year, he's been kind of exposed, and we found out that he really still can't cover and change of direction. And he can't really push off to the point where he can tackle with force. He gets a lot of tackles. He hangs on for dear life. But as far as being that linebacker that comes and delivers the blow and knocks the running back backwards, he's not that guy. Van Der Esch, really good linebacker when he's healthy, but he had neck injury issues coming out of college. And over the course of the last 2 seasons, he's missed 13 games. So when you think about the Cowboys trying to get that extra good players, all these guys were they healthy 100%, would have been great players. But the problem is they're not healthy 100%. And sometimes your best ability is your availability. Enter the 2021 draft. I think the Cowboys have woken up to that issue. As far as I know, none of the players that we drafted have an injury history. None of them are after rehab, like, when we moved up for Morris Claiborne, he was dealing with a broken wrist and rehabbing that in the off season and leading up to the season. And when you have guys that you're worried about, getting on the field, that you're doing rehab, they're not out there working with the rest of the team and getting in shape. And when you invest so much into these guys, because if you spend a first round or second round draft pick, you got to play him. You got to play him, especially if you're not a player in free agency. And when you put your eggs in those baskets and the people behind them aren't great talents, you're screwed. So the Cowboys have said, you know what, we recognize this problem with linebacker. The die is cast pretty much for this season as far as, people are like, oh, will Jalen Smith get cut or will Van Der Esch get cut? The reality is their contract is guaranteed now for this season. It's too late. Had you done something before, about a month and a week ago, you could have said, yeah, we're going to let him go, but you weren't sure that you were going to get Micah Parsons or Jabril Cox. Now, you're paying for them. So if you're going to pay for them, you might as well pay for them and have them on the roster for this year. At least you have some more depth. I mean, unless you can trade them. But I'm not sure at this point, because of the injury history, that they actually have a trade value. And this is one other bonus on this will be is if you're Jalen Smith or Van Der Esch, you can kind of see the writing on the wall. This is the reason why NFL players, current players, can't stand the draft. Because the draft is a reminder of your NFL mortality, that there's always somebody out there that's gunning for your job, your position. And that's exactly what's happening. I don't think Micah Parsons or Jabril Cox came here to say, I'll just sit on the bench. They're kind of coming for a starting position. And you've got a coach in Dan Quinn who didn't draft you, Jalen Smith or Van Der Esch. He's trying to make his own way and be successful so that way he can advance. So on my side of the equation, I love it. There's nothing worse than somebody who gets complacent because they figure, I'm the top dog. I'm the starter. I'm the guy that's getting all the money. I ain't getting benched. And when that happens, you don't necessarily work as hard as if your job depends on it. All righty. Got to get myself going here. My man Jet D is on the way. I got to go pick up some wood so we can get this office and stuff done. Later today, we've got all kinds of stuff. I don't know what you're doing today. I'm trying to fix my house and, of course, take care of you guys. We have some extra entertainment that will be going on. We got my man Jet will be doing a chip challenge. Jet said that he wants to do two, that he's going to take 2 chips. I think he's crazy. Basically, I was like,
are you stupid or something?
I'm as stupid as stupid does. Are you crazy? Or just
seriously.
stupid?
I know he was a bull rider and all that, but that chip, man, that thing will kick your teeth out. So we'll be doing a chip challenge later on with my man Jet D, and also Philly below 500 wants me on his show this afternoon. So I'll be live streaming from my end while I'm on his show. So we'll have some fun today. And, of course, any news on the Dallas Cowboys, we will be bringing it to you. You know the drill.
Our folks here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the show.